The October 20th municipal elections are creeping up on us, so we keep rolling with interviews with the candidates battling it out for a seat on Lethbridge City Council, giving them an opportunity to share their platform and their vision for our city. So joining us today is incumbent Mark Campbell, who joins me here in studio. Great to have you in studio with
Thanks
us today,
for having
Mark.
me. Appreciate it.
It's wonderful to have you here. So you are taking a run for your third term. Hard to believe. I was thinking it was second, but it's actually third. So you've been doing it for a while. Viewers know who you are, both from council and back in your days at Global. You were at Global for a long time here. So to any newcomers to Lethbridge, let's talk a little bit about your background. Why don't you share with us?
Sure. Well, actually, I'm born and raised, stayed in Lethbridge.
Wow.
I love Lethbridge. I went to Catholic Central High School. Before that was St. Mary's School.
Right.
Catholic Central, shout out Cougars. Then I went over to the what was then the Lethbridge Community College, the LCC.
That's right.
LCC, the place to be. And took radio arts.
Okay.
And radio arts gave me the opportunity to apply for an all-night show, which was in Lethbridge, and it was at 1090 check. And that's where it all started. I got into the media business there, and really thanks to something like what the college offered, because they taught you, they said, here's how you do stuff. So now you can go out and do it. And so I got this all-night show, and just it evolved into, the evening show, and then it got into the afternoon show, and then eventually I got to do a morning show. So I stayed in radio for a number of years, and then another opportunity came to get into TV.
Yeah.
So I did TV for 20 years with Global Television, and it was then where I got to do this Seen and Heard show, which was just one of the most amazing things just the opportunity that gave me.
Loved it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the people that came to town, if they were famous or otherwise, they came to. I had so many opportunities, like being able to interview Lady Gaga.
Wow.
And Keith Urban.
Wow.
And Margaret Trudeau, and there's an incredible list of I'm just so
anybody
fortunate.
And anyone that came to town.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And my favorite interview that I almost got, that I didn't get, but they came to me first and asked if I wanted to interview this up and coming star, and she was opening she was opening for a country star, and I said, sure.
Who was she opening for? Rascal Flatts?
No.
Okay.
Give me another one.
I'm thinking of Taylor Swift.
It was Taylor Swift.
Did you interview Taylor Swift?
No, that was it. They called me and said, "You want to do this?" And
You're
I said,
killing me right now. You're killing me.
And I was ready to. We set it up, and then they said, "I'm sorry, something has changed. We can't do the interview."
Okay.
But anyway, that's one of those things that happens.
So it wasn't on you.
But that. I mean, in retrospect, I didn't know who Taylor Swift was, or did I care? But eventually, wow, that was anyway. So that happened, and a wonderful 40-year career in media, and I just absolutely loved, and gave me really an opportunity to meet so many. It helped me figure out what goes on in Lethbridge, and maybe if you hear about stuff, but I actually got to go to the Galt Museum.
You got to see, you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to feel it and experience it.
And not only that, there's so many people that are doing so many great things in organizations, whether it be the Lethbridge Ethnic Society or the whatever organization, like the Terry Fox run. Terry Fox was just did his thing. The Uncle Terry Fox. So it's just. And there's so many great people in this town, so I just love being here. Yeah,
that is an amazing story, honestly, talking about the evolution of Mark Campbell. I mean, we're talking about the evolution of the college, going from LCC to Lethbridge College, and then now it's the Polytechnic. Yeah. Mark went from student to radio to TV, now counseling.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mark, looking back at this last term, so what are a couple of things that you felt were top accomplishments by City Council?
Well, there's a number of things. One of them is getting an encampment strategy. That was high on the list of people because it was so visual. So the amazing staff. It's one thing, they say you guys or the council. There's an amazing staff of people who are dedicated with City Council who come up with solutions. And they were part of it. And so the camping or the encampment solution was something that they came up with. And it is the envy of across Canada, because there is such an issue of homelessness and encampment And they came up with a great strategy. We were able to expand the shelter, which is important. And one thing that we talk about that is so vital, but when you're talking about sexy things, about things that are happening, but we need to improve our wastewater capacity and our clarifiers of water. I remember looking at council agendas and saying, "What's a clarifier?" But it's vital. It's vital to have good
as
clean
your
water.
eyes glaze over until you realize, right?
But then you realize, and then we were able to get some grants for the water clarifier and the expansion of the water treatment plant, and it's vital. And that's also going to be vital for when we're trying to expand into the business sector, because there's so much land that's not there at the moment that we're trying to expand, bringing in more businesses. With more businesses, more wastewater, and so that's crucial. And the more businesses that you bring in, the more your tax dollars go down, because right now, there's an abundance of businesses that are tax exempt in the city. 8 of our top 10 businesses are tax exempt. So that, we talk a lot about taxes and what they're at, but that's part of it. And so hopefully we can alleviate those sort of things. And we got the Briar. That was another big thing.
Oh.
The Briar came to town. Lethbridge does.
That's right.
Yeah, Lethbridge does curling so well. We have hosted every possible curling event you can host, and they did it well. The tune of $8 million, brought into the community. So there's lots of things like that have happened in my term.
Well, Mark, that's a lot of things to be proud of, obviously. People talk a lot about the need for fiscal responsibility. So are there some areas where the city could rein in the spending, do you think?
Well, we still need services. That's important. There's going to be some capital improvement projects that are coming forward, and that we may have to put a pause on some of those. But we still need police. Yeah. Police make it's a great part of the budget that we have every year. It's considerable. So we need the police. We need to continue with parks. We need to continue with water services, organics. So things that we'll have to look at. But we need again. It's the question: why are our taxes so high? Why are we paying that? Well, the question is, what is it that you want to give up so that we can lessen that tax pay? And those are difficult decisions that have to be made.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts on a third bridge?
Third bridge is, I drive it every day. It drives me nuts. It absolutely does. That's the thing about what has happened is, of course, it's top of mind right now because it's happening to us every day.
Yep.
We had the resurfacing was planned, all that, and that was going to be a disruption no matter what. And then we had this accident underneath.
Yeah. Yes.
The accident was worse than it was originally anticipated. So it's kind of an Armageddon. It's a construction-ageddon or something, where everything is happening at the same time. So yeah, it's really inconvenient right now, and it's frustrating. And the question is, how much do you want to pay for it? Because we've been trying to get money to build a third bridge for a long time. Yes. Recent calculations, $200 to $300 million for a bridge, which kind of makes it to about, if we go with that and taxpayers have to pay for it, comes up to about $800 per person a year. Wow. So that adds a considerable amount to the what people are complaining about, and that is taxes. So I still want to vouch for a third bridge. I still want to have those relationships with the governments and say, this is really important, moving, especially as populations continue to grow. But I think of the times that I've been inconvenienced by an accident there and an accident on the Highway 3 bridge.
Yes.
And it's tough. It's really frustrating. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't happen that often. Have you been to Calgary?
Right.
My wife is from Los Angeles originally, and we watch the LA channel, and I look at the traffic flow in there. It's just drives me. So, a third bridge, yes, I think we need to. Well, the planning stages are still there. It's going to be tough to get money for that and
Yeah.
tough to ask
What about
taxpayers.
a toll booth? Would that do anything to offset costs? I mean,
Well, that'll slow things down.
it could. Well, unless like you're familiar with California, obviously
Yeah.
they just flash the license plate
Yeah.
and then they bill you or however they do it.
I don't know. How
Yeah,
that is.
yeah.
Well, I don't
So, or you can pay into it and then it'll just flash your license plate, or, you know, I don't know how it all works. One thing I have to say about the construction that has really, I think Lethbridge drivers have finally learned how to zipper merge.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
Yes, I'm positive.
And they are trying to make it a little easier by changing the lane structure. You know, the fast, or the morning rush and the afternoon rush. It's just we need to be patient. We need to just turn on your favorite radio station or Sirius or whatever, and try to ease it. But I hear you how frustrating it is, and engineers are just as frustrated too when you go down there and say, oh, this doesn't look good. So they're doing the best that they can.
Yeah. We all want to see the local economy prosper, obviously. So what needs to be done to attract business investment to the city?
Well, I think, a lot of it has to do with perhaps tax breaks. There's the TIP program, where you pay for your taxes as it is, and then as you reconstruct and build, you pay later. All kinds of incentive. Economic development is working on ways to bring in more businesses. Diversification is important. We are an agricultural city with our area. We need to perhaps be more involved with the college. Polytechnic, the U of L, all kinds of innovations that can come together. There's all kind. Again, diversity is key, and I think we need to keep looking in that way.
Yeah, for sure. You've personally been involved in the local theater.
Yes.
I can see why there, just your personality. So tell us what your vision would be for local arts, culture, tourism, that type of thing.
Well, I'm of course a huge supporter of the arts, huge supporter of what is being done. I just shout out to Stephen Ford from the Allied Arts Council, who put on this year's Upside Downtown concert series, which was in front of CATSA the entire summer. Massive success. We are a huge arts community, a huge music community, not just for the city or city in Alberta, but in Canada. Incredible arts move. Like the university has an incredible arts facility. They've got Southern Alberta Art Gallery. It's just. I am there to support the arts in all ways that we can.
Would you say that is where the most of your support goes? Is to the arts, or is it to police, or? It's just that's a tough question.
Well, I think to it all.
Yeah.
You can't have the arts without the police. No, I mean, no, it's all encompassing. It's all what makes the landscape so wonderful in this city is all of those things.
Okay. Any final thoughts for our viewers why they should vote for you, Mark?
Well, I've been doing this for a few years now. I always talk about the first day in council after having not had a background in political life, and it's just like here's 150 acronyms, learn these, and you're drinking from the fire hose. It's really it's a lot of there's a lot of things to learn. It's a lot of processes. There's a lot of governance. There's terms of reference, things that you learn. So, I got to learn that a little bit more. I learned how to do the processes. I knew what needs to be done. And so I've got that experience. I continue with, I like to think that I have some good relationships. I like to hear people's points of view, good or bad, yes or no. I like to hear it all. I like to make informed decisions. People are never going to be satisfied with every decision that you make, but I want the information. I want to make the decision that I think is best for the city. And that's what I want to continue to do.
Right. Mark, thanks so much for stopping by our studio and for chatting with us. Appreciate having you on today.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right. Mark Campbell is a candidate for Lethbridge City Council, and that election is coming up on October the 20th. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks so much for watching.